you are and what you're doing these days, man.
My name is Emmanuel Griffin. Right now, I'm getting my master's from Georgia Southern in accountancy. I graduated from Savannah State with a bachelor's in accounting. Right now, my short-term goal, I guess, within a year, I plan on getting my CPA by the age of 25. I'm 24 now, so everything work out. Fingers crossed, God willing, I'll be there at 25. But other than that, just get my feet wet in public accounting, trying to make money, trying to stay out of the way, and COVID-free at the same time. So that's what I'm doing right now is accounting for schoolwork.
Well, man, tell us a little bit about Cody, man. I know we've seen somebody on here, but people that's going to be looking at this, man, what kind of person was Cody, man? Tell us a little bit about it.
Man, Cody, that dude, if you ever met Cody, one thing I think that really stands out is his smile. I played basketball with him for a year. My senior year, we won a state championship. Dude, we were not the best team, to say the least.
Wow.
But there were a lot of times we were losing, but that dude would come to the locker room with a smile on his face, and you were like, man, did we really just lose? And dude could light up a room just by his presence, his smile, and let's not get to talk when he got active on the court. Dude had heart, effort. He was definitely a role model for those that didn't even see it.
Right.
And his life was such a blessing on people I don't even think he realized he touched. Because I don't even think I was there for a year, but he touched me in so many different ways. It's unexplainable. Like I said, his smile was just boom. Your day is better.
Sure.
And I really appreciate that because it's hard to find people who are genuine. And although he was a man of very little words, that silence was so impactful. I'm telling you.
It was loud, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was loud, man. But great kid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss him dearly. Rest in power, man.
Yeah.
But that's those heart, effort, and that boy's smile, man. That was him. That was definitely him.
Well, I spent 2 days with Cody. I had the chance to go over there and spend time with his family. And he asked me. He says, man, what is it like to die? He talked about like death because I felt like he understood it was probably coming, right? And the questions I asked him, Cody, are you sure before that time comes, how do you feel like you're gonna make it? That's the same question I asked y'all. That's why I'm asking you guys. I asked Cody the same thing. So honestly speaking, man, you stood before God tonight. What's your highest % chance you know you're gonna be okay with God? With 100%, man, I think I'm gonna be straight. 0%, man, I'm gonna go straight to hell. How you feel you fall in?
I'm a born again believer, so I'm 100% say I know for a fact I'm going to heaven when I die. Am I perfect? Absolutely not.
Gotcha.
I try to wake up every day and live in such a way that is pleasing and blessing to God.
Right.
God definitely has a will for my life.
Yep.
And that is my goal, to live by it. But to answer your question, I 100%, without a doubt, shadow of a doubt, without any hesitation, if I were to leave here today and die, I know for a fact I'm going to heaven.
That's right.
And that's plain and simple.
All right, here's what Paul said. I'm not trying to challenge what you're saying, but eternity is a long time to be wrong.
Yes, it is.
Paul said to examine yourself to see whether you're in the faith. All right, do you have any idea how the Bible says to examine yourself? Because eternity, the Bible says even the demons believe and they shudder. You ever read that? That even the demons believe?
Not that specific version, but I have heard that, yeah.
So I'll give you a quick illustration real quick. Say the word top.
Top.
Top, top, top.
Top, top, top.
What do you do at a green light?
Stop.
A green light?
Oh man, I was so confident too.
But you see how confident you were? Man, a 6th grader got me with that. And I was so confident in that answer. Well, I deceived you in 1 second.
Yeah.
So if I can deceive you in 1 second, Satan can deceive people over 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
Absolutely.
So let me give you an examination test just to see if you ever, Ten Commandments. You know what the Ten Commandments are?
The what? Your blueprint to walk.
Blueprint to walk. You have any idea what the purpose of the Ten Commandments is? It's gonna blow your mind.
I don't want to guess, but I want to say just to guide your life, right?
It's true, but actually it's like a mirror to your soul. It actually shows you a reflection of what your soul is like.
Wow.
So on the outside, you go in the bathroom, you look at the mirror to correct what's broken.
Correct.
But the Ten Commandments is going to show you if your soul is broken, so you can do something about it.
Definitely.
So I'll give you an example. Tell me your name.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, how many lies have you told in your life?
I don't know.
I can't keep up with mine either.
I can't keep them up. A lot.
All right. Have you ever stolen something, even if it's small?
Absolutely.
All right. Jesus said if you look at someone with lust, you commit adultery in your heart already. You may not be married, but Jesus said you can break the standard of adultery even by just having
the thoughts.
Right?
Yeah.
Guilty?
by far.
All right, we cousins, man. We
Yeah,
cousins.
definitely.
Have you ever used God's name as a cuss word?
Probably, yeah, of course. I mean, everybody has gotten mad and let it slip. So yeah.
What letter's in the middle of sin?
Ah.
So a good definition of sin is I know what God said to do, but I'm going to do what I want to do. All right, right?
Right.
And so normally when people sin, they love to sin, but they don't like the brokenness that comes from it.
Correct. Yeah.
So when you start experiencing that brokenness, it's 4 ways we reach out to try to correct our broken hearts. We run out to relationships. Have you ever like put your like a hope in somebody and they failed you?
Oh yeah.
Like even some of the best people.
Some people you rely on the most.
Some of the people you rely on the most. And so we use relationships to try to repair our broken hearts, but it's never enough.
Yeah.
Another thing we use is we try to seek after like success and riches.
Yeah.
But some of the most successful people in the world, legitimately, go look at the lottery curse.
Yeah. All right, man.
Hey, God bless you, brother. All right.
All right, man.
I want you to go look at the lottery curse. You know that 80 to 85% of people that win the lottery are dead,
Really?
corrupt, bankrupt, their lives are completely broken, they're addicted. 80%.
Wow. And not that many people win the lottery now. Wow.
Right. And so even some of the most successful people in the world are the most broken people in the world, but they use it to try to correct their brokenness.
Right.
So we use riches. The other thing we try to use our, I call it a thing called runs. It's you feel this brokenness inside and you try to soothe it with either pornography or smoking weed or sexually explicit material. Some people even cut themselves because they're trying to escape the pain. Some people have even committed suicide because they're trying to escape the pain that they feel inside. And the last one you may be surprised is religion. They'll go to church, they'll get baptized, they'll read
just to cover up the pain.
Just to cover up the pain. But what happens is, here's how you know they haven't been changed. Because on Monday through Friday, they still chasing the money. They're still chasing the game. They're doing all this other stuff.
Hasn't changed.
There's no change in their profession of faith.
Right.
So it's almost like if I told you I was gonna meet you here tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and I showed up late. You said, Pastor T, why was you late? I said, man, when I was pulling up, I got to the halfway here, and my car just exploded, and that's why I'm late. You gotta go.
No, I keep hearing you, but
I know.
I think we're good though. We're good. You're good. Go ahead. I'm
So
listening to
if
you.
I said my car exploded and I was looking just like I looked, what would you conclude about what I said?
You're lying to me.
I'm lying. Because there's no way I can have an encounter with no evidence and not have an encounter with explosion and still be the same.
Yeah.
So if a person has truly had an encounter with Jesus, right?
Right.
Which one is more powerful? An encounter with the living God or an encounter with an explosion? Which one will change the person more?
That encounter, Saul to Paul, he stopped bright light, blinded us. So that encounter with God is impactful beyond.
So think about what we're talking about. If you don't really see any change, even though you said you had an encounter with God, what would you conclude about your profession?
That's deep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's wild. It's not. It ain't as solid as you think.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because God changes people completely. He just don't make them a nice guy.
It's a 360.
It's a three.
No. It's a 180. It's a complete change. Yeah.
So think about giving what I said, man. If you lined yourself up, if you was charged in the courtroom of being a follower of Jesus Christ, would you be found guilty?
More than what you just said, I'll probably be found guilty. More than likely.
So think about this, because the Bible says that no one be able to deceive God under their judgment. Like God is gonna see. The Bible says man looks on the outside, but God looks on the what?
Inward.
He looks on the inward, man. So if God's seen what was written on the inside of you, man, think about it. Where would you spend eternity right now?
That's a real question.
For sure, right?
Yeah, that makes you have to sit back and literally reevaluate
Everything.
your actions, your thoughts, your friends, and how you even interact with all those. So
Absolutely.
that's deep. Yeah.
Well, let me give you something that you can leave with it, just to think about.
Definitely.
Here's a good illustration somebody shared with me. This may change you. Like I got changed in college. I was good, man. I was playing basketball. I was chasing women, but I was straddling the fence. I wasn't really serious. I was only following Jesus when it was convenient. But when I had to be around my basketball team, I was doing the same thing they was doing.
Right.
So here's what was shown to me. I'll give you an example. Let's say right now you stood before a judge because you murdered people. If the judge is good, what would he do to you?
Guilty.
Guilty, right? So let's say he's gonna give you the lethal injection. And so they schedule you, they strap you on that what do you call that thing? That
Gurney.
Gurney. They strap you on that gurney. They strap both arms in, both legs, and the doctor administrating the lethal injection comes to you and says, "You have any last words?" And you know what he does? He don't even give you a chance to explain. He begins to take that and stick that needle in your arm, and all of a sudden, the door flies open. He takes the needle out your arm, and he turns around and looks. And you remember the judge that was that sentenced you with lethal injection? He's standing there with his 2-year-old innocent son. And he comes into the room with tears in his eyes, and and he says, unstrap him.
Wow.
So he unstraps you. And he kisses his son one last time and tells you to stand next to the gurney. He straps his little son in the chair.
Wow.
With his arms and his legs in that chair. And then the judge says to the man administering the lethal injection, proceed.
Go ahead.
So he takes the needle and he puts it in his son, and his son pays the price for you.
Yeah.
The judge falls on his knees and he looks at you and he says, do you see how much I love you, that I would take my innocent son and I would exchange him for you?
Wow.
Would you be willing to accept what my son has done? Because I already lethally injected him. You only got two choices.
Right.
You can either accept what the judge has done, and the judge embraces you. He hugs you. If you looked at his son take the punishment that you deserve, how would you live your life for the rest of your life?
You have no. You got a second chance. You have no reason to
Your whole
stray
life
away.
will change.
Yeah,
You
has
may
to.
sin, you may murder, you may think about murder again, but every time you think about murder, it makes you sick.
sacrifice of-
because of the sacrifice and the love of the daddy that he would execute his son on your
Exactly.
behalf.
Exactly.
Or if you reject it after he lethally injected his son, what do you think the judge is going to do to you then?
It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna give you what you deserve.
There you go. So 2,000 years ago, man, God loved you so much that he lethally injected his son on that cross. He took the punishment that you deserved, right?
Yes, he did.
So that's not nothing light to play with.
And no, it's
if
not.
you really accepted that, your life can't stay the same.
And you can't be quiet
You
about it.
cannot be quiet about it. And so that's what happened to me, man. So ever since then, I've been going crazy trying to tell as many people as I can about this.
Absolutely.
And so if you think about this, man, if you know, you feel any pressure right now?
Oh no, I
You
feel
feel
it.
it?
I mean,
Okay.
that story did give me
It
goosebumps.
did
It
give you
did
goosebumps. So based on that story, man, if red light says, I think I'm already good, so I don't really, I'm good. Yellow light says, man, I really need to consider what you said and evaluate that. Green light says, man, I don't think I was good, but I'm ready to follow Jesus all the way in, 100%. And I'm willing to I'm willing to seek perfection even though I'll never be perfect. So it's not about perfection, it's about direction. So even if you go all in, it's not like you're gonna be perfect, but you're willing to be perfected.
Yes.
And so, man, red, yellow, or green, where would you say you at?
I'm gonna have to reevaluate, honestly. I will have to go back and look at my life and certain situations and times, because I'm not perfect, like I said.
Right.
And I am seeking that perfection, knowing that I will never reach it.
It's true.
But like you said, that direction is definitely big. So I'll definitely say yellow, because I think me reflecting on my life, I'm 24 years old.
24.
I've lived only 24 years. I don't know how you are, but
40.
you didn't have to say it. You're older than me, but so you might have stepped in potholes that I might not have stepped in as a Christian.
True.
And I would love for another Christian who's been there, like, hey, my friend,
Man, for sure.
reevaluate that, because
Absolutely.
friends to me are very important, because
Yeah, man.
without them, life is kind of boring.
Yeah, man.
And
For sure.
Jesus had 12 of them.
He did.
So
They did, man.
I would definitely say the yellow, but just because of
got you, man.
reevaluating, and
Okay.
there are times where it's like I need to
For sure, man.
rededicate or turn back.
That's good,
So,
man.
and
That's good.
I know as a young Christian, that was, I guess, a challenge, because like I was saved at 7.
Okay.
I was saved at 7 years old.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 7 years old, things changed. 7 years old, I go back the next day, things didn't change like I thought.
True.
I'm 7 years old, 7-year-old mindset.
Right. I'm sorry, man.
You know, you can flash forward to 12 years old.
Okay.
I'm at a church conference. That whole experience was different.
Okay.
So I rededicated my life at 12.
Okay.
So honestly, that yellow light is definitely that rededication, because I think sometimes that rededication is just as powerful, if not more powerful,
I got you.
than when you got saved.
I hear you, man. And that's kind of what happened to me, man. I had just a reevaluation change. My life ain't been the same since.
Right.
So any other thing you want to say, man? Anything you thinking? Any question you got, or?
I don't have any questions
Okay.
for whoever's watching. I do want you all to remember Cody was a great kid.
Yep.
That his legacy still lives on to
Yes,
this
sir.
day. That's all I got.
All right, man. Man.